What's up, YouTube? This is Priestess here, and this is going to be episode 8 of the third season of Arknights. Or it's called Arknights Rise from Ember. So, last time we continued Talun's backstory, and I knew that sad part was coming. Like, there's always just this. Talun was just. The Tallulah that could have been, like, she could have been that upbeat sort of hero, and after what you saw here and what eventually happened and how she lost Alina, the one that was helping her cling on to whatever sense of hope she had, whatever sense of, like, emotional guidance or some guidance or beacon, that's gone now. That's gone. That was painful. And while I'm a little disappointed on a personal level that it didn't hit resonate as emotionally with me as I thought it would, well, to where I felt like it really just would get me to tears or anything, or at least close to it. But it was just like, damn, like, that it hurts, like, especially with the arms. Now, personally, I would have liked it with if there was OST there to kind of set in the mood, but they did a good job. They did a great job there, nonetheless. And so I won't blame them for that. As for what's gonna happen next, we're just gonna. I think we're gonna just go. I think we're gonna go back to the present a little bit. I don't know, and or, like, I don't know. We'll just continue on. Just continue on with to finish that flashback, and then go back to where the current Tallulah is. And it's sad where she is right now, and like whom she could have been, and all of that just happened. And in a way, like I've already stated this before, I'm pretty sure she doesn't want, like, that's not that's something that you'd hope Chen doesn't fall victim to, Armin doesn't fall victim to, anyone with a particular positive outlook falls under. Like, you hope, like, whatever curse there is, I mean, in this wretched world of theirs, well, there's not always wretched. I mean, there's beacons, there's rest, there's areas of respite or rest, so, like, where you can, not everything is all doom and gloom, but, like, it's a dire situation in the world of Arknights. So, I mean, we'll just, I mean, so, I don't know. That's all I really gotta say. It's just like you want to cling on to it, but, like, how long? And when you do reach it, what next? What do you do? What can you do? I don't know, man. And remember, like, a lot of these operators are not even are technically still children too, which makes it even worse. And when I mean children, I mean, like, they're barely even, like, may not be much more than, like at least, like, no more than age 17 or something like that. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of them who are older, but, like, you have to think there's a lot of children, like Rose Montes, is one of them, for example. So I'm not saying all of them, but, like, you have to think there's a lot of young ones. Like, they'll die. There are a lot of them who will die young, and if you're lucky, you'll probably end up, like, you somehow go through on it. Even if you're not infected, you're still very vulnerable. So, yeah, that's all I really gotta say. And the fact that the Orgium has not been considered curable yet. I mean, it's up to the doctor, but we know. The doctor is suffering amnesia, so that's not going to be until God knows how long, and I don't think we're gonna get an answer. And we're definitely not gonna get an answer to that during this season, I, or at all. I mean, anime-wise, considering that we don't know if this will get it. I mean, I hope this gets more seasons, but it's still quite unlikely as well. But anyways, let me just get into this. So this is going to be episode 24 in total, yeah. Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Remember how we first entered that flashback? That was through her. Oh yeah, isn't that where we're gonna get? I think we're gonna see Mephisto. And he's not himself. Yep, I was right. Hold on, let me see. Okay. I think in terms of the one thing I do wish they could have done more is like, I understand like um what the ambience is with silence, and so far it's quite impressive for what's worth. But I feel like, you know, using it's not always gonna click. Sometimes I feel like they need a little bit more OST usage. I mean, I hope they use that for that inevitable final confrontation. I mean, they better choose it. I'll block everything. There we go, my girl. Mhm. Nobody's gonna say your hate is uncalled for. But killing her is not your mission. It's my mission. Yeah. That's right. It could be a telekinesis or the lord or the demon lord or whatever. Whatever. You could be the hero. You could be a half dragon. It doesn't matter. You're still peep. There's still something in you that makes you an individual, a distinct individual that makes you human in the end. Now, if you're a completely feral animal about that in that sense, I don't know what to say. Oh, with the back of the sword. He purposing. So it seems like the sword is listening to her resolve. We have one common enemy. Yeah, you already tried, and that didn't work out. I mean, yeah, W did have a lot of chances to fuck around with Rhode Islands, but decided not to. Well, I hope so. What? What the fuck? Yeah, fucking. Yeah, Memphis. Yeah, that's Memphis though. He's just like, oh, everything Dad say is right. Memphis still. Well, that's a lie. Yeah. Fucking Lugia here? Mm. Oh boy. Mm-hmm. Good question. But I don't know why you about to ask it when you a doctor yourself by name. Okay. There's no guarantees, but might as well try. Damn. Oh, dude. Oh no. Damn, that's just fucking predator. Wow. That's funny. Like just saying, no one could. You could trust no one else but yourself. But he's just seeing all these images of those he's had some connection with. I don't, I don't know what to comment here, but yeah, that's kind of just very somber. I still hate the guy, but like, damn, bro. I don't want to wish the kind of stuff he went through as a kid. I don't want to wish even. I don't want to wish that on even my worst enemy. No one deserves that. No one does. The kind of suffering, usual suffering of it. Nobody deserves that. Oh wow! It just ended. Wait a minute. Oh no 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 no. We got some more. Hold on. Do I need a? You know what? Fuck it. You know what? Fuck the timer. I'm just gonna see this. I'm like that. Not much time has really passed, right? Why are they back? Oh, they're back here. That's let's try to stop it here. So, oh, basically it's been made by basically it was made by people that were not original. Yeah, she mentioned that back in season 2. And she outlived all of them. Yeah, she was talking about it when when she was confronting her, or rather, Crown Slayer was confronting her. Was she was being confronted by Crown Slayer? No, she just delivered her there. And there's younger. You know how fucked this has to be? As someone enthusiastic, you don't know. You're being blamed, but you don't have no. Is that the pre? That's the priest. Oh, and that's when. Okay. At this point in the story, just opens a whole can of worms. Okay, player one. Oh no, just player. Insert your name. Okay. Access granted. I figured he would come down to that, but this is a fucked situation. Not trying to put any spoilers right here, but like, well, well, like I don't. It's not like I'm gonna remember every fucking detail. That has to be a really. Where did I go? All right, where? Okay, first of all, Mephisto didn't deserve that. He didn't. Yeah, he's a terrible. Yeah, he was awful what he did. But I'm pretty sure anyone with common sense know he don't deserve that. He don't. He literally just turned into this fucking Pokemon Digimon looking ass bird thingy. And yeah, just how he expired, or I think I don't know what I don't remember what his status was after this. I don't remember what his status was after this, but he looked dead. He looked, or maybe he's in a coma. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, he's not looking good. Ami brought up the conversation with Ami and responses. Of course, I mean, I know it's kind of beating a dead horse at this point, but like responses is like, but she killed my like Talon was the one who killed Ace. I have to take my revenge. That's what, like, otherwise what it is to fight for. And Mami is like, no, I know, your hate is not unjustified. Your hate I can understand. You have the right to hold that hatred, that grudge, as long, you know, whatever, however it may be, however it'll turn out, in the future, in future or whatnot, whether it dissipates or whatnot. But that's not your mission. That's not your job here. Your job here is to hold down the fort. Your job here is to make sure no one else, there's no more casualties. On the other hand, I have to take that responsibility to save her. And like, of course, like, we're not going to talk about the power scaling thing. Like, be on foot. I don't think Amiya has taken into account that Tallulah has a has a second shadow. I'm pretty sure we can by the backstory we can already know who that is, and that's gonna give him a lot of trouble. I mean, Amiya was pretty, practically outclassed in terms of strength at this point in the story. I mean, give it a break. Like Toluan's got plenty of tons of more experience in her repertoire, and Chen as well. Amiya, for like the position she's in right now, is far more impressive in proportion though. So I'm gonna give it gotta give my girl the benefit of the doubt here. And like, she's literally classified by the pages as the Lord of Fiends, but it's still nice that he's called Mercoctus. And how you interpret it, the way you they say it, it's more like what when they say it like the way it is. I think it's by that sort of identity. Like Rosemonster was called a feline. To them, it's more or less accepting of who you are. Even if you're not necessarily friends, at least they recognize you for who you are. That's one thing when you're in battle. If they at least recognize you, that's at least some sort of sense of, I don't know, mutual respect. In one way or another. Okay, maybe not respect, maybe not mutual, but like, well, if it's kind of returned, then yeah. But like that's the thing. Like, it's better than just being recognized as just this nameless enemy I need to eliminate, or even just this nameless ally that I just kind of have to protect. But when you get recognized in that way, that says a lot. There is respect for you on the battlefield, no matter which side. I know it's a romanticized way of putting things, but it is how it is. I do have to wonder, like, Chen on the other hand, I don't think she does not seem like she's going to spare her sister. She wants to put her down. I mean, she has to need to, because she needs to end this nightmare. As for W as sharp-tongued as she is, she always brings up really great points. Like, although I will say, trying to go against Toluan again is just like, you really want to get your ass handed to you again? You pulled out all the preparations and you still shut it down like it's nothing. So don't even try it. I'm sorry, W. Like, I like the tenacity, but don't even try that shit. No, don't even. If you want to go against Toluan, you better stop doing these. It's better not to try these sort of tricks anymore. It's not gonna cut it. It's just bottom. That's just facts. You gotta come to her straight up with the resolve, like in the way, and it's befitting because considering where Toluan is psychologically. Alright, so what else to say? Oh yeah. Well, I don't think I need to mention too much about his sister, although I think it's like the fight between him and his form and the monster is like fucking Pokemon, or even some like Final Fantasy, Predator, or even Predator, or, Alien versus Predator shit going on. Or anything, or any sort of maybe Final Fantasy shit, whatever RPG fans he may be thinking of, or even even Monster Hunter, for that. I forgot, I should have brought that up. Although I don't know what Mephisto's form what kind of monster would look like, but whatever. But I need to get to the part with Doctor and Kelsey, so they can come back to the very place where they found the guy, our self-insert character, and by now Ursus was already, it came back to it because Ursus was already using it as an engine. Amiya has to now sit on the brakes now that they've successfully turned it off, and it just and revisiting this place, Calcis talks to him and it unlocks a memory of his, and this is kind of, I know this is spoilers because I kind of say that, but That's the person in the person in this. Oh, I don't want to. I need to be careful here, by the way. The person in this flashback here. I mean, well, okay. Calcith basically was talking about how, you know, the whole thing with Skullship, with no, Crown Slayer, and like the whole talk about it, and the whole talk about things, and you know how she had how she had signed all these how she had all these doctors, and they were like she considered they were dear to her, and they all just died, and we could more or less say it's, according to her, it's more the doctor's responsibility. And the set was fucked. We already know it's fucked up that the doctor don't remember. We know that it's our fault. If we're in the player mode. So, and then you got the priest here. I mean, that's gonna be some disclosure. That's something that'll be disclosed in a later story, but the way she words things is just like, yeah, it feels like she was probably with the doctor with to do it for this whole thing with Orgium in the first place. So hold on, let me see if it's right there. So all right. Just research the sarcophagus. So, okay, it was not it's a resource that was not reliant on Organium. It's a sort of structure. It kind of it feels like alien. It feels like an alien of sorts. Because it's not reliant on Organium, and they access this, and that's where she was researching all of this. And yeah, it was also Sculptor Amisha's father, and oof, that the connections now is starting to make sense here. Hold on. I can't. The sarcophagus sealed. Because they were trying to. Because this, you know, with the sarcophagus being as it is, the library. There's going to be a bunch of people going after it. So they try to have it sealed, and it ended up failing. And all of her students got killed. She basically, she was gonna, considering how old we have to figure she is. I mean, even just by the implication, she was going to outlive him no matter what. And the doctor, I feel like, is, I don't know. The doctor was put probably in a cryogenic state when she was placed there. So she said something like, it had a different effect from what happened with Mephisto, from what she said. So in this case, so I'm trying to see what the effect here. I'm sorry if this is like, if the copyrights, I swear. I would usually just hide the screen right now, but I also kind of want to see if anyone will show anyone else what I'm trying to look through here. And then she mentioned that she brought him here, and his body. So the infected creature, which is Mephisto, of course, had his body transformed, but he himself seems to have lost his memory. Didn't change. Other than the fact that he healed and lost his memories. So yeah, that's something to consider. Oh yeah, there's an indication that she's infected. And then of course it kind of jogs his memory, and then you see that flashback, and then we see what I'm pretty sure is already the case at this point. He's responsible for for the death of Teresa, and not gonna try to. And with the way it's trying to work, I don't think it's too big of a mystery now. Like what hasn't been shown is the how did it go down. We know the what, we know the who and what now at this point. We haven't seen, anime wise, we have not seen the how everything went down on that fateful day, and how from the look of things, how it connects back to Ami. So, and how she ended up being viewed by the Patriot as the Lord of Fiends, which is supposed to be a sarcasm thing, but Ami is a cactus. So, yeah, Teresa had something to do with that. Just to put it lightly, I'm pretty sure at this point, even anime only should get at least a good clue of how that turned out, and yeah, like the doctor's situation is sad. I do like the part at the end, like Calcis said, like Chelsea knew already was going back there. I mean, she was hoping it would jog his memory, but she didn't expect a pretty big jogging of it like that. Like he actually remembers the priest character to be revealed, however later down the story, to make official appearance, and she remembered like everything she said. I don't remember if this was in game in that moment, or if that was an anime original polling they did there, where it just kind of shifted shit around. But yeah, that's a troublesome thing to now worry about, like, because now the doctor's got to worry like, fuck, I'm actually a villain. I'm the protagonist, but I'm also the villain. You know how fucked that is? No, I'm not saying he's the main villain. There is a bigger villain out in the, there is a bigger villain out there, I'm pretty sure. And like it could be, and I'm not gonna try to throw out who I'd say it is. But that sucks. It's like you just woke up. You have. That's why Kels is like, I hate the you from before, understandably so. But I respect that. I want to trust in the current you, even though I have my suspicions, because I'm never gonna have that revenge, because you're not the one I hate anymore. You're them, but you're different. You're them, but you're also not. You're different. You're completely different. Like you are them who is responsible for spilling blood, but you're also the one that's stopping them. That's contributed to trying to stop the spilling of blood in the current day. So it's like I get where Cass is really hesitant on, and where W is rightfully also angry about as well. Because even with just this sort of tidbits of info we can already pull the picture, like, damn, the doctor was the bad guy all along, originally. And then of course you have this part where I hate the fact that it looks like the Shintom, where it's kind of almost like the Shintom crest. You're just handed to them, and then you just like play access, like, yeah, that's where we get that Gasha reference for sure, for better or worse. But I like it. I like it even then. That's the meme. All right. But that's all I really gotta say. I think the inevitable 2-on-1. It's gonna be 2-on-1 with Jin and Ami and Tallulah. It's probably definitely gonna happen next week. We only got 2 more episodes of this season, so yeah, looking forward to how that finishes out. And whether or not this gets more seasons, that remains to be seen. But anyways, smash that like button, demonstrate in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter, support the YouTube channel, join Discord server, share the video, all that good stuff. But yeah, let's go do it for this week on Arknights. Enshin signing off. See you next time. Take care, stay safe, and have a great day. Peace out.